Dan Illman, Mike Beer kicking off the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 at Gulfstream Park on Saturday with some stakes action. Here's the field for the Rampart. These are fillies and mares going a one-turn mile. Now, Mike, only a field of 6, but it's a pretty well-matched group, and you can make the argument that pace and trip's going to be very, very important, especially pace.
Yeah, I think pace is going to be very important in this race, and it does sort of feel like that's a pretty big advantage for the 3 Dance d'Oro, who's just a fast horse early. I think she will make the lead in here, Dan. I don't know if she's the best horse in the race, but she might get the best trip.
Timeform US concurs with your assessment as we throw up the pace projector. Dance d'Oro, the number 3, expected to get to the lead in this short field in a blue bar scenario. In Timeform US parlance, that favors horses on or near the early lead, and she was a sparkling gate-to-wire winner 2 starts back over course and distance. We'll get to her most recent race in a bit. Now a horse that's going to have to overcome perhaps the lack of pace up front is the number 1, Allworthy. This is a 3-year-old filly who's been in some tough company. She was in the Cotillion last time out, and she really had no chance in that race against Clarier. I thought her race 2 starts back was sneaky good, Mike, in the Charlestown Oaks. Kind of a weird 2-turn 7-furlong race. Track was just inside speed favoring, and she rallied on the outside late for a piece.
I agree. I thought she ran really well too back in a race where she just, at the end of the day, just had very little chance to make a real impact. I don't care about her last race in the Grade 1. Prior to that, I thought all of her races were pretty good, Dan. I mean, in a lot of ways, the last 2 times they went this one-turn mile at Gulfstream, she won both of those races, I thought, pretty impressively. I think she's a big player in here.
Don't get cozy. The number 2 is not a superstar, but she is a racehorse, and that's a compliment to be sure. 35 starts, 11 wins, 22 exacta finishes. She ran just fine last time out in that Claiming Crown Glass Slipper. She was the beaten favorite, but she fell far behind in the early part of that race. She's extremely consistent. I'm just not sure she's this type of filly.
I looked at her the same exact way. We'll see what kind of price she winds up settling at. I feel like the 6-1 morning line is probably too light, or at least it is for me to get interested in her. If she was some kind of big price, though, I could probably use her somewhere.
Now, Dance d'Oro popped that 93 buyer 2 starts back at Gulfstream when she was able to make the lead. Let's watch her second start off of the layoff. She was bet to favoritism in a handicap. These are some nice horses that she was in against. She made the lead in here, but she had to go pretty fast to do it. She gets a little bit tired in the race. I think she doesn't have to work as hard to get to the lead here.
I feel the same way, but I mean, we'll see if they can just get her to settle a little bit on the lead. She was moving right along on the lead in here. I thought she went a really fast pace. It's not, a huge excuse for her at the end of the day, Dan, because the horse that finished second, sort of chased her the entire way and then outfinished her at the end. I still thought that she ran well. Her prior, couple of one-turn miles, I feel like those are good performances too. I just feel like, there are obviously issues with her. She has a lot of trouble putting races together. But when she's on the track, I do feel like she has a good amount of ability.
Queen Nakia, the number 4, reunites with Corey Lannery for the first time since they pulled off a $60 upset in the Grade 3 Royal Delta, going 2 turns at Gulfstream last year and early in the year. And it was a typical Lannery special where he saved ground every step of the way and shot through on the inside. Like the 1 Allworthy, Queen Nakia might have been up against the racetrack 2 back at Charlestown in the pink ribbon last time out. Just couldn't make up any ground on Dance d'Oro that day. That was a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, I didn't think she ran well at all last time. Didn't break great from the gate, but then didn't really do that much running throughout the rest of the race either. I mean, she was off a little bit of a layoff there, so maybe she needed the race day. And obviously, she has better races than that to get to.
Grand Baby, the number 5, is a Group 2 winner in her native Chile, and she's going to get blinkers on. First time off the barn switch, first time off about a 3-month layoff. Now, I think the issue with her is her running style. She just does not have a lot of early pace, and if they walk, she might be in a little bit of trouble. I wonder if she's going to be slightly more effective at longer distances later this winter and into the spring.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought she was pretty hard to make in this race. Trainer change here off of a little bit of a layoff. I mean, personally, I don't like any of her races since she's arrived here in North America. I mean, it was a pretty long layoff for her to deal with, so maybe she just needs some time to race herself into shape. But I thought she was hard to make in here.
Dream Marie has been running in very good form. She finished first in the Obeah 3 starts back against a good field, and then was disqualified for a medication positive. Far from embarrassed in the Delaware Handicap behind Miss Marissa Tuback. And last time out at Colonial, it was a race where she was really wide all the way on the turn. That's a 1-turn mile and a 16th at Colonial, sort of like the Belmont Park configuration. Made a wide bid, flattened out, but it was a race that went to closers. That pace fell apart a bit, and she might have been helped.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, she certainly had the right setup last time and just couldn't get it done. Not that she ran poorly. I mean, I thought she ran fine. Just wasn't quite good enough. In a lot of ways, I think she's the horse to beat, Dan. She's just rock solid. She's very underrated, and I think she's going to show up and run her race here, and maybe it will be good enough. We'll see if they can keep her close enough to the pace so it doesn't compromise her.
That's really the key because she hasn't shown that she's that adaptable thus far in her career. Let's take a look at our picks. We've always liked Dream Marie, and I think he used a very good word, underrated. At 9-5 on the morning line, I'm not sure I love her as much as I did before the odds came out, but I think she's going to give a good account. She's very solid, and pace makes the race. Dance Dioro not only has speed, she's got the Fig 2 back. She got upside, Mike.
Yeah, I think she does, and I'm just going to hope that they put her on the front here, and maybe she can wire this field, Dan. I'm going to give her one chance. And I'm not way against Dream Marie. I just wanted to try to beat her with the 2 inside horses.
3164 for Mike, 6432 for me. Let's kick off that 20-cent rainbow pick six at Gulfstream on Saturday with the Rampart, a 1-turn mile. Good luck.